Welcome, I'm the Zarbimaster, and this is the Anything tier list. Alright, I'll start off with password, but this time we got 2 people commenting, so that's really cool. So, starting off with password again, huge shout out to you. First one is generational wealth. Here we go, just using a random image, as always, from Google. So generational wealth, if you didn't know, is basically just the money that you pass down to your children or your generation, your younger generation, when you die or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is anyway. So I think it's, pretty cool. You're not really going to be using your money for anything if you're dead. And so passing it down just seems like the right thing to do to the younger generation who definitely need it. I mean, even if you're not dead and you pass money down, that's still good in terms of passing it down to the younger generation. I don't know, I don't really see anything wrong with it. I think it's great, but where would I put it on the list? I think I'm going to put it in A, but above Hippopotomonstrosesquippedaliophobia, but below every year since the year 2000. I feel like that's good. It's better than just a word that you're like saying, but it's a bit worse than every year past the year 2000. I don't know, I think that's fair. Next is cabinets. So cabinets are basically just cupboards, but in the kitchen. So you store stuff in them, they're for the kitchen, so you'd have bowls and stuff in there. I'm not really going to include the drawers where you would have your knives and forks and whatever, just the cabinets themselves, like the little cupboard things. So you would have bowls in there and cups and stuff. I mean, you could have your bowls and cups in a drawer, but in terms of cabinets, you wouldn't really see forks in there. I don't know, I think they're good. You can store stuff in there. They're usually the same between like every house. Like if there's a cabinet under the sink, then you would usually find cleaning supplies there. And then if there's a cupboard to the right of that, you would usually see bowls. I don't know why that just usually happens. I don't know, maybe that's just me and just a coincidence from all of the cabinets I've seen. But yeah, I mean, you can store stuff, it's pretty cool. I think I like lamps better than cabinets, but I like cabinets better than decaying. And lastly is Mark's mother, god of disgust. It was her who introduced Mark to the concept of decay. Oh yeah, that's what the concept of decay was. Okay, I've just found a random picture of an obscure ancient Greek god. I don't know who the heck this is, but this is now going to be Mark's mother, the goddess of disgust. So she introduced Mark to the concept of decay, who ended up being Mark's best friend. By the way, if you don't know who Mark is, you need to check the previous episode because there's a lot of explaining that needs to be done. But yeah, the goddess of disgust, it's not disgust itself. Disgust itself, I don't really like. I don't like feeling disgusted at things, so I would probably rate that pretty low. But the goddess of disgust implies that she would have control over it, and well, I guess she might have created it. I don't know about that, but definitely would have control over it. To be honest, it could be a good thing or a bad thing, because like you could make people not feel disgusted at things, or you could make people feel disgusted at things. So it kind of goes 2 ways. So I would probably rate that like somewhere in C, but being Mark's mother, Mark, who's the most average guy to ever average, and she introduced Mark to the concept of decay, which I mean, is pretty cool. They ended up becoming best friends. That's a real cool move. You know what? I'm moving Mark's mother above Mark because there's that the control over making things disgusting or not, but then also introducing 2 people, I don't know what to call that, but 2 things into being best friends. I think that's really cool. So yeah. All right, and the new person, Jack Weaponer, shout out to you. You're really cool. So you have suggested 2 things, all 6 members of the main and the popular shoegaze artist Jane Remover. I'm just going to say them both right now because I forgot to say them separately. And so yeah, so all 6 members of the main. I'm assuming you're wanting me to do all 6 members of the main as one thing. If you want me to do them separately, go ahead. Make sure you read the description for the rules. And if you, by the way, want to add your own thing, just read the description for the rules. I don't think I said it clearly last time, but yeah, read the description. It's honestly really straightforward. But yeah, I'm happy to do all 6 members of the main as one thing, and then all of them separately later if you want. But yeah, I'll do all of them together straight away. All right, here we go. So I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen My Little Pony. and I'm only assuming I know what you're talking about because I had to look it up because I haven't seen it before. Yeah, I know, feel free to be shocked, but yeah, I don't know anything about them at all. Okay, well, I've done a little bit of reading, and I mean, it just seems pretty fun. I mean, I know My Little Pony is like really popular, and I don't really see anything too wrong with them. It's not something that I'm interested in personally, so I don't really care too much about them. But it seems like they're spreading a good message of like friendship and whatever. I can't put them in C. That feels a little harsh, but I'll put them in B. I'll put them in low B. It'd probably be higher if I had actually seen the show and was a fan of it, not necessarily if I had just seen the show. But yeah, I mean, stop right there, you stupid past me. I realized while editing, this is future Zarb talking instead of, you know, existing through this. But I am here to say I kind of judged this one and the next one a little unfairly, because I mean, I spent quite a while trying to think of how I deal with things I know absolutely nothing about. I decided to just read a little bit about it and then judge it based off that. But I feel like I can do better than that, like put them in their own tier list section or have them in their own spot essentially where it's unranked, or I don't know, something like that. I want you to please let me know what I should do if I'm in a position where I don't know anything about it. Unless in the comments you say, oh, I want you to rank this. If you don't know anything about it, just read a bit of Wikipedia and then rank it from that. I'll do that. So like, please be clear about what you want in the comments. But yeah, in terms of for the future, if people suggest stuff that I just don't know anything about and I feel like I'd be a bit unfair ranking it, and I don't know, there could be something about it I don't know that's horribly wrong and then I put it in B or, you know, something like that. Yeah, let me know what I can do to fix this. I think like next time I will create a separate tier list where I put things in an unranked version. What I could do is watch every single episode of My Little Pony and listen to every single song and whatever, but that'd just be such a waste of time. I'd be spending like hours and hours and weeks and months of my time doing that. Like, oh wow. So yeah, don't expect me to watch everything or listen to it. I mean, if it's like a single story that's like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something, I'm happy to do that. But like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry for the interruption, back with the video. There you go, right there at the end of B. Okay, and the last one is the popular shoegaze artist Jane Remover. All right, here we go. Just literally grabbed like the fourth image off Google Images. This is Jane Remover. Again, I'm sorry, I have not listened to any of her music, nor do I really listen to music in general. So I really suck at this. Alright, so I've done a little bit of reading and I don't know, it doesn't really feel fair for me to rate her properly just because I haven't listened to her music or anything like that and I'm not a fan or anything like that. This is going to be a case for a lot of things on the tier list just because, I mean, I don't know every single thing and I, you know, like, geez. But I've done a bit of research, I've read through some Wikipedia, read through some like other stuff. And I mean, it seems like the majority of people like her work, but I can't really rate it very fairly. So I think it's going to be very similar to the main 6, but I think I'm going to put her slightly lower. So I'll do B, but like right here, there you go. So if you don't know what this slide is, this is basically just the tier list, but to the right a bit more. All right, there you go, Jack Weaponer. I probably let you down a little. I apologize for that, but I appreciate your additions nonetheless. So yeah, as I said before, feel free to add your own stuff and whatever, read the description, etc, etc. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Check out my other content and I'll see ya.